Welcome to Good Night Book with Erica and Nate.
You don't know what echolalia is? This is interesting.
No. Tell me.
Echolalia is a trait, I guess, a condition in which it can manifest in many ways, but one way is through earworms, that you get a phrase stuck in your head and you repeat it over and over again. Out loud, usually. It's also like when kids have echolalia, they'll repeat phrases over and over again, or like how something sounds or feels in their mouth is really how it's described.
That's cool.
And so they'll say it over and over again. Or it can also be the compulsion to mimic sounds around you. So that can be people talking. That can be
Animal noises?
animal noises, yes.
It can be anything?
The animal noises is one of mine, for real.
Really?
Yeah, it's that like birds, I sing back to birds and they sing back to me.
Do you do it with a whistle, or do you do it with your mouth? Without
whistle.
whistling?
It's mostly, there's only two that I really do it with. And I can't remember what they are, honestly.
Robins and cardinals are the most common, but chickadees.
What's robin? Which one is the
It's noise canceling for me. Oh,
Okay, hold on.
that's the ruby-throated warbler.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it now.
That could be a robin.
It's either a robin or cardinal. I knew it was one of those two.
Cardinals make like a million different sounds.
What's the... Oh, wait. Go ahead.
They do look difficult. There's an app for that. Oh, hey.
You disappeared. My internet connection is unstable.
Oh, no. I'm here. Are you there?
Yeah.
I heard the gurgle burp.
Yeah, that's because my noise canceling is off now. You're going to get it all. There's also the thank you, what? You know that one?
That's a cardinal. We are solidly in our like bird fanatic era. This is what all the social memes say, but I think it's true. Like, I care more about birds now than I ever have.
I'll say I don't. I have cared about them this much the whole time, which isn't much, and it's only like two birds and their songs, and I don't care enough to even know what they are. The two things, I don't know. I don't. It is a condition, not a hobby. I'll say that. I'll say that.
Also, I really appreciate your consistency, and that's what they say about you if they say anything.
That I'm very smooth.
Yeah.
That's my consistency.
Yeah, smooth
I'm
to the touch.
homogenous. Yeah, it's like all one texture all the way through. I'm like one of those, those analog dummies that they use for like crime reconstructions or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those.
You are.
I think I may have missed my calling. Is that what they're called? What are they called? Analog something.
Really?
Or something analogs, yeah.
Oh. That sounds like I don't know, Minority Report sort of category.
Let's not bring Tom Cruise into this, Erica, okay? We've been trying, we've taken your feedback, everybody. We talk about Tom Cruise and his knife hand running too much. We had 2 people write in and say we don't do it enough. And 3 people write in and say that we do it too much. And that's
we have to listen to the majority, majority.
The majority of our entire audience, actually. You do the math. The book, of course, that we're talking about today is a book. Because that's what we do here on this show. We talk about books. And it's called The Busiest Firefighters Ever?
Oh, maybe it's just Busiest.
Busiest Phillips Ever by Richard Scarry or Scarry. Still haven't done the research on that. We enjoy a good mystery. Yeah, so it's Busiest Firefighters Ever.
Yes.
Or the...
No, it's no, there's no the.
Okay. There is no the. So I'll do... Okay, I think we got all the takes we need. I'll cut it together from that.
Sure, it'll be fun.
Do you want to start with our synopses? This is a kind of a part 2. We did Richard S's I Am a Bunny, the one that he illustrated with the actual book was written by Ole Linsum. Ransom, Paul Reiser, and Helen Hunt did the illustrations. Anyway,
he was just overseeing her. Yeah.
So this is based on that, and this is just a total Scarry joint, a scary Scarry joint.
Yeah.
Let's hit the synopsis here.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Okay, I guess I'll go. Why don't you go first this time for a change of pace?
Okay. Sorry to disrupt the order.
No, I think it's good to be flexible in it.
Yeah, adaptable.
Adaptable. Be a caterpillar, turn into goo. Metamorphosis, I guess, is what I'm talking about.
Sure. That feels related. Okay.
Sure.
In this book, we join pig firefighters on their various duties in Busy Town. Classic.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You ruined my last line, which is really important.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Here we go. Classic hijinks ensue.
Okay, good.
Classic.
I'll cut that too. I'll cut that around, edit that back into the first part.
That's good. You do a lot of editing on this. It's a lot of work for you.
It is about 70 hours a week. I haven't seen my children in a few weeks, but the podcast is consistently coming out. So that's all that matters. Okay, my turn. A bunch of pig firefighters do a bunch of stuff that isn't fighting fire, including trying to fight fire.
Well, that's really deep.
Thank you so much.
That's a mind F.
Yeah, deep thoughts with Jack Handy. Right?
And Nate and Erica. Yeah.
And Nate and Erica.
We're just going to pile on.
Are you familiar with this book from before, or do you only know this version read by this horrifying man? Just kidding. He's not horrifying. He seems like a nice enough guy. It's just like...
Sure. Really took it very seriously.
Yeah, just not... And, well, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like his skill sets. Like, this is what he should be doing.
Although he did claim to be a teacher of 30 years and loves reading books to kids.
Fine. That's fine. But, like, to be on a video is different.
Mm-hmm.
It hits different.
He's one of my highlights, though, I have to say. So this is Mr. Klein, I think.
Mr. Klein, yeah.
Yeah, and he really commits. So he is a slow reader. He enunciates very well. And then when there's sound effects, like them dousing the harmless grill out in the one of the last scenes, he does the water noises like sploosh, like really just like he's counting his seconds to commit to those. I really felt that water gushing out.
Yuck. I didn't like it. I thought it was disgusting. It was too evocative. I guess that's my major complaint. Is that he was
Yeah, I mean, speaking of evocative, what about the names of the firefighter pigs?
Yeah, I don't think I can... First of all, okay, I got 2 complaints. One, I don't like to listen to that guy say squirty so many times.
I got it. You know what's funny? As I'm reviewing this book, so one of the other highlights is there's just a ton of detail in these books, and it's really fascinating because they're like each of them. So the opening is what we're talking about is that their names are Sparky, Smoky, Snozzle, and Squirty, and they're firefighters for the Busy Town Fire Station. And when you look at it again, I didn't even notice this. Squirty is a girl because she's in a skirt.
A squirt. She's wearing a skirt.
A squirt.
A poodle.
Yes.
A poodle squirt.
Yeah. And the fire chief is a dog. And
What?
yeah.
Boy, I don't know.
You're cruising through this thing.
And
each of these guys has a different kind of metal. Oh, and she has a bow on her helmet. And they're also maybe part of like the German First Reich, because one of them has like an upside down broom handle on his head that makes that little like, what were they called? That's not the right word. Not the First Reich. What was the World War One?
Second, Third Reich?
The German Empire of World War One with the helmets with like the bristle brush top and then the cross. Like 2 of the firefighters have that graphic. And she has a bow on her helmet, but they're also like wearing a pot. One of them's wearing a pot, one of them's wearing a sieve on their head.
This seems like a real group of losers.
Well, I think that's the implication, is that they do very light work when it comes to this. But the classic characters are in this: Huckle the cat, and then the worm. I forget his name.
Yeah, I know nothing of these classic characters. I gotta say, I did not enjoy this at all. Like, compared to I Am a Bunny, I think it's almost like this is a response to I Am a Bunny. Like, he like over-explained stuff a bit, and it's like, I don't know.
He didn't
it was
write. Ole wrote the first book. This
that's
was
what I'm saying.
Richard's debut.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He writes Richard is writing a bunch of boring stuff. He like did not take the note. It's almost like he's responding to, like, he's like, oh, this was too simple or something. Or like he tried to do it and then he's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm really getting it across. I don't know. Didn't like the art either. I much prefer the realistic part. I don't like animals doing human jobs. Something seems grotesque about that to me.
Okay, so so basically you have no exposure to Richard Scarry except for I Am a Bunny.
And that's only like in the last few years. Yeah. So I don't have like a history. Oh, we also have another book called Boats. And that just has names of boats.
Oh, that doesn't have the animals in them?
It has the animals, sure. And that seems fine, because it's not complicating things. I don't have to think about their lives. I don't have to think about these animals that should be living free lives, doing the worst part of humanity, which is working all the time. Like, why do we want them to do that? They just get to work directly with their actual life. Like, why are we trying to rob them of that so much? And they're fucking idiots, too.
Right.
Like, they're not any good at it. Of course they're not. They're animals. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but those bugs would not have made it.
Because they were washed
Doused
away
with
by
a
like
fucking fire hose? Are you kidding?
1,000 gallons of water in 30 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a tragic tale, first of all. Mr. Frumble, or whatever his name
Yeah.
is the only one benefiting. He's probably rich. He's a schlemazel. Do you know the schlemazel thing?
Yes.
We talked about this
we did
already
talk
on the
about
podcast.
this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's a schlemazel, I'd say, right?
Yes. Yep. I agree. The one that is causing the accidents? Is that the one that's causing them?
No, schlemiel is that one, I think.
Oh.
Because it seems like the stuff just gets dumped on him. Right?
I see. That's true. I guess I sort of assumed he was a schlemiel. Like, what dude is like constantly in the wrong place at the wrong time?
A schlemazel, I think.
Parked underneath he's the one that sawed off the branch that fell on his car.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I missed that. Again, my internet was not great, so I had to watch it on just like a tiny thumbnail.
Yeah. I think he's the
I had to turn the video off.
so you could hear it and really visualize what was going on.
Yes, the drawings were terrible in my imagination. This is more on me So anyway, sorry to just unload on you there, but I don't like the art as much.
It's real different. This is where my spreadsheet comes in of all the differences between.
Oh, I like the little video crew.
I do too.
The little mouse video crew, the TV.
Mm-hmm. You know what's weird about this situation though is like everything has a face, almost everything. So the TV crew, the camera has a face, and then the girl firefighter who is Squirty carries like a weird sort of scythe with step ladders, and then on the scythe blade there's an eye.
Ugh.
I know.
Yeah, that's grotesque. I did not notice the faces on the inanimate objects.
Not all of them have it. Like the car, but the cars are weird. Like the mouse has a pencil car and the monkey has a banana car.
I gotta say, I was not paying attention.
I'm gonna clarify all of this for you.
You sounded like you were gonna kill somebody there. It sounded like you were about to threaten me. You're like, I'm gonna kill.
I will
Describe or whatever you said. Maybe that's why you wanted to kill me. I just don't pay attention. I'm not a good listener.
I think in other circumstances you would have been. If this had been a physical book, aren't you glad that nobody gave you this book to read to your children or any books of theirs?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I bet my kids would have liked them.
Well, there's a lot to find.
80 really likes the boat one.
I did start to read some of the other ones where they describe Busy Town more. And they were just so much more of what you're describing here, which is like absolutely everything in the town gets described and then has like a little event happen. Like, oh, there's a laundromat. Oh, the water is overflowing.
I kind of feel like, his writing is, or like what he chooses to write about is kind of like Bukowski for kids books. Like, kind of like too, like what do we have to only talk about the gross parts? Or like the annoying parts, or like, I don't know, something about it. Maybe I just like hate talking about work, so it's just like
that's funny.
Unappealing to me. I find it distressing or annoying how much of our identity in our society is wrapped up in our jobs. I think that's really weird. Especially since what our jobs are so far removed from like eating and stuff.
Okay, so I want to know more about that. Like the part of jobs that I eat at work.
No. I mean, I used to work in food service. I mean that like we do these things in order to get money to buy food, I guess.
Yeah.
But the things that we are doing become such a part of our identity because they have to be, because we have to do them so much.
Yeah, right.
That we have to identify with them. Otherwise, how would we possibly do it? And then that's all we talk about when we're not at work. And it's fucking boring and annoying, and I feel that it's to me it just feels like I don't know, removed
from the basics of life, like the key elements.
Not only is it abstract, but it's also, yes, it is abstract, and then also has this artificial importance put on it and infused into it because that's how we are expected to do work.
Well, I will say that trying to rapidly find a book that was not 10 minutes long was difficult with Richard Scarry. He has these massive tomes that like go through all the litany of all the jobs you can have. So my impression is that like people in like the United States government loved him because he was like such a proponent of capitalism. He's like, look at this great job. Isn't this hilarious? Yeah. So I know exactly what you're saying. It's coming from a slightly different perspective. Like, all he's describing life is through the lens of work and how a town functions, which like everybody has their role.
Versus a bunny just like walking around and observing nature and just chasing and being chased by butterflies. Like, I want more of that in my, I guess like I am like an escapism in literature sort of person anyway, and entertainment in general.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know. That's my major complaint. To me, this one, more Scarry than scary. No, that wasn't what I was trying to say.
That could be our new.
I know, but I feel like they're both the same, right? Which one is Scarry?
I know. Well, Scary
like,
has the possibility of maybe being a little mysterious and fun.
Oh,
Scary. But Scarry is you're scarred from it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not comfortable
With
calling him.
little...
I'm not calling him Dick Scar either. If that's what you're getting at, if that's what you're trying to get to, I'm not going to call him that, no matter what you do.
Spoiled. I was slowly making my way there.
I know. I just wanted to save you a little time, because time is money, Erica, and money is food. Sorry for that huge rant, but that is like how I feel about these books. It's like, Jesus Christ, especially in the Midwest. I feel like small talk is like so hard, is like such a part of everyday life, and it's like jobs are such a big part of that. What do you do? I hunt for my food.
Well, I could see this being a new part of your small talk, actually. Be like, really test people when you first meet them. Yeah, I'm Nate. Yep, I have 2 kids. This is what I do. I live in Madison. How do you feel about Richard Scarry's Busy Town?
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's scary or scary? Yeah. You could also just you could interrogate people when they try to give you job small talk and be a little more like, what about, what time do you get there? Oh, do you get coffee before you sit down or whatever? Do you check your email? Really dig into the details?
Yeah.
Just bore people to death? Just to point out how boring.
How many browser windows do you have open at any time? Just curious.
Yeah, what's your max? Do you close out at night? Do you shut down, or do you just go put it to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Do you take is there a break you take at a certain time, in the morning? Does your work ever do they provide free coffee, or do you have to pay into a little donation thing? Oh, cool.
Is it a north-facing office, or south-facing, or west, or east?
Yeah. Do you want me to... First, I'll ask it this way. North-facing? Yes or no? If no, then south-facing?
Hang on, I have a flow chart for this. Yeah.
Hang on, I have another call. I thought you were going to say it. This is how the podcast ends. Hang on, I got another call. Okay.
Gotta go.
So, did you ever want to be a firefighter? Those are my questions. No, me neither.
Okay.
Seems hard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's I delayed this point. Schnozzle. Or Snozzle? Is it Schnozzle or Snozzle?
I think it's Snozzle. I think it's
okay. I think I got confused because one of the sound effects was an SCH. A schwash or something.
It's snaz. There's no schno.
It's just
snozzle.
Snozzle?
It's nozzle with an S.
Now, do you think that Snozzle got the job because his name was Snozzle and so he could work the nozzle? Or do you think he got the nickname Snozzle because he works the nozzle on the hose?
I think so. I think it's the latter, because what are the chances?
No, it's the hose. He works the... Somebody else had the latter, I think.
Yeah, I think he's the goofiest of the goofballs, because he's the one that has the sieve on his head. I was right.
Is right.
And then afterwards, that name came about for a number of reasons. They just landed on it because they couldn't avoid it.
Do you know anybody, or is there any example that you can think of somebody who has a name that matches their job? I used to have a dentist
No.
named Dr. Smiley. And I knew somebody who treated... Well, I'm exposing myself now. I knew someone. I read about a book. I was reading a periodical about someone who treated anal fissures, who was named Dr. Anna Fisher.
No.
No, actually, I thought that for a long time, and then I actually found out her name was Angela. But I'm gonna keep telling it.
But it was A. Fisher?
Yeah, still Angela Fisher.
Ann Fisher. I don't think that's a secret. I think you've talked about this a couple times on various
I think
podcasts.
I may have cut it out before.
Okay.
And hopefully next time they'll cut it out. Anyway, you brought it up. Absolutely did not.
So sorry. No, I don't.
I wanted to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this final question you can ask more questions. This is my final question, okay?
Uh-huh.
And it's on behalf of my wife. Do you have a fire safety plan?
We do. We haven't talked about it in a while, but yes, we do.
Viv is very concerned about it. She's a big fire safety proponent from her American Red Cross days. So I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no kidding.
So all of you out there, make sure you have a fire safety plan. And if you don't have one, you can just take mine, meet out by Kyle and Ellie's tree.
We have a tree. Ours is a tree.
No, is it Kyle and Ellie's? That would be crazy.
No, that is not Kyle and Ellie's. We actually were going to go meet by our tree, but then I think we need to go further than our tree.
That was our thinking too, is that all of our trees are too close to the house. So.
It'd be too hot anyway. Yeah, it's driveway across the street, and my mom got us a fire blanket thanks to watching lots of TV and seeing an advertisement for a fire blanket.
What does that do?
You have a kitchen fire. Instead of trying to put it out, you just smother it.
Well, that'd be nice. We have a fire extinguisher.
I don't even think we have one of those.
We might have two.
We have fire alarms.
Oh, we have this fire alarm. It's ridiculous. It's wired to the entire house. And it says, what does it say? Fire. And it goes, bow, wah, bow, wah. It's like so much worse than if the house burned down. I
don't think that's true. What happens? Cooking goes awry and it comes up?
Because it's our oven. If you think about cheese on a Wednesday and then on Friday try to use the oven, it just pours smoke out. I don't know what the deal is. It's like there'll be a tiny little speck of cheese that fell off of a pizza, and then all of a sudden it'll just be just pouring smoke off of it.
It just hates cheese. It's so angry. It's like anger smoke. It's not actually
maybe we did get a vegan stove. You should see what it does with chicken strips.
I wanna. Can you invite me over for chicken strips sometime?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't really believe you. I just want to see this in person.
I want to see this person.
Your oven gremlin. I have a question for you.
Yeah, please.
Did you see the movie Backdraft?
No, I never did. Daniel Baldwin. I feel like I had some friends that were obsessed with it and talked about it too much and ruined it for me, probably.
That'd have been me?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been more like to Deb and them, probably. I don't remember you talking about it that much.
I think Tara Opsel and I really liked it a lot. That's kind of how I remember it.
Okay. So, because I think Sarah probably, was really into it.
Yes, there was an instrumental soundtrack that I think a subset of us got really into, and we played it a lot.
Interesting.
Oh my God. You know how they would get into instrumental music that made them feel away? Like Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans, yeah. Yes, I do know.
And then there was
Tori Amos.
Oh my God. Well, there was one from a movie about a woman who is blind and then gets surgery to regain her eyesight. And there was a bunch of songs from that Deb really loved.
Huh. Were they clarinet songs? I'm just kidding. This is my impression. No one else is going to be able to see this, but it's really good. This is my visual impression of Deb playing the clarinet.
She was angry all the
so
time?
mad. It was just like how she looked when she played the clarinet. But yeah, she looked super mad. Really furrowed her eyebrows.
Did you have a clear sight line to her in band?
No, I don't know why.
You just watched her practice a lot when you guys would hang out?
I would probably,
like,
knowing me,
watch
I was probably, yeah, she was just wailing. She'd get hammered and just start wailing on that clarinet. Just kidding. Or Judy, she didn't, I'm sure. What was I going to say? Yeah, knowing me, I was probably just like wandering around the band room most of the time.
While we were supposed to be playing.
Yeah, whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't do anything. I felt like I laid down a lot. There was a place that I took naps because there was like some songs that we just didn't play on. Or like you'd barely play on because we were just like auxiliary percussion. I'd be like, oh, no triangle in this one? Oh, I'm tacit for 11 minutes? Okay, bye. I'm going to go lay down behind the risers.
Oh my God. Yes, I know behind the risers. That was my favorite spot.
Yeah, I'd go lay down.
You could go under the risers.
I know.
You were really
But
gross.
they were gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gross under there.
Yeah.
I had some good times in that room. Played Frisbee with the
Thimble?
bass drum heads.
Oh.
We would throw
big.
them in they were really big and they would really float and hit a lot of stuff. And then we'd have to set it back up. This is when I played football, I think. And so I didn't have to go practice with the marching band. So we would just all fucking hang out and fuck around in the band room. What about
funny.
you?
I think that was before my time because I don't think you were in football by the time I got to high school.
You are dead wrong.
Okay. How long did you play football? The whole time?
But I think here's what actually happened. I had an injury, and so I would have been playing because I would have been a freshman. It's not like I would have been varsity or anything.
Right.
So I still would have played. I just happened to have injured my legs, so I could not. So then I hung out with the football players who were varsity and in band, but couldn't play. So they would just hang out, and we'd have a study hall basically, which was not.
I think what you identified there is a fascinating overlap of football players on varsity who played in the band.
Mm-hmm.
Who would that have been?
John Frost.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
He was an incredible quad player.
Okay.
That's where the list ends in my mind. I mean, I literally
Well, especially if they were in percussion. I had a dream about Greg and Graham the other day. I can't remember either of their last names, which is maybe for the best.
Me neither, I said. You had a dream about them? What were they doing?
Well, I think this is like slightly based in reality. They were in Minneapolis.
Did you bring this up, by the way, because they played varsity football?
Yeah.
Very niche podcast we're cultivating right now. Okay.
Yeah. Hard to know the joke there, but they did not.
They did not play varsity football. What were they doing in your dream?
Running a co-op, which I think they probably do anyway.
That wouldn't be surprising to me. Mm-hmm. Didn't Graham's mom run a co-op?
Maybe.
She did exercise classes with both of our dads.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. People could really figure out Graham's last name now with those bits of information.
Sure, they could do some Google
searching. They could find out where we are from, then I call my dad probably. And not even ask about it. Just
the reason why we're being so careful about it is because they are both in the witness protection program due to events. Yeah. It's an event.
Let's just say Mosier. If you know what I mean. Whatever. That's really all we have to say about The Busiest Firefighters in the World by Richard Scarry or Scarry. Hey, if you enjoy the show, please rate and review it, and maybe talk to your therapist about what's wrong with you. And if you don't like it, do the same. Look above what I said there. And for a transcript of this episode or any episode, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen, and we'll send you back a little box, and you open it up and there's a big fist in it and it punches you in the face. Until next time, good night, Mush. Good night, creepy old lady, and good night, book.
The end.
We'll record on this computer. If you don't mind, that is just fine with